Hello and welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. We got Backroad, Weathervane, Private Scratch versus Slapjack, Turret Strike, and Barcode. They are all Autobots. Now, if you want to go back and pause, I was looking at the number of Weathervane. He actually is an 11-star character that I created. I looked at the written number, not my star dot count. So I'm actually over my maxed stars for the guys on the bottom. Now, spoiler alert, the guys on the bottom are going to go first, or as I consider like Team A, Team B. Team A, Backroad, Scratch, and I'm about to get to that in a minute. They're going to go first. They do end up winning, but then I play the same setup again, and the guys on the top win with Turret Strike as last. Now, Slapjack has where if you have combat training, go ahead and you put it on him out of your deck. I looked and looked out of, I guess the one place I didn't look were the boxes out of my battle cards in my Energon edition, where I have a lot stored. I guess that's where they are, because I did not. I mean, I looked for 25, 30 minutes for a combat training, never found one, and I have at least 3 or 5 of that card. And it looks like Backroad went into Slapjack and did an attack of 7. And I make a couple of interesting mistakes on top of already the star max being off on the bottom. And I'm had checked my view, pushed the table up a little bit. You're still going to see my bald spot somewhat through the game, but not as bad as some other videos. I didn't realize that other stuff was in view also, so I apologize. And I'm looking to see, that's right. And I don't play these guys as often as I have. I've been kind of playing more official characters lately, as well as what little I have of Wave 5, which has been just fun. And I thought, let's put some of the Wave 5 battle cards mixed in with some other stuff and play some of my homemade cards. So that's what we're doing here. And wait a minute, there we go. I put on Kinetic, where you flip to draw a card. And I put it on Turret Strike, I flipped him and I drew a card, and I think we are going into Backroad now. That's a good bit of attack there. I see 2 orange in the... And I didn't pull a whole lot of blues because I was using a lot of Wave 5 cards. Not completely. You will see other waves in here. Okay, I'm adding up Pierce as well. And after all that, because Backroad has 6 defense on both sides, so I only, with the help of Pierce, did I even get 1 attack on Backroad. And then once we get Barcode on Turret Strike later in the game, their defense also equals 6, which, you know, having Pierce helps getting him to be knocked out as well. And a lot from what I've been hearing online, it is turning into a Pierce battle more than anything. So blue is still needed, but at the same time, they're going to have to come up with something new. Like this game was last night. This afternoon, I did a video talking about kind of the future, and I could foresee them making maybe a null pip to nullify Pierce or something to that effect, or the null ray pip or whatever that helps negate 1 Pierce. One Pierce pip for each, say, yellow. I'll just say yellow. And believe we flipped Backroad back and we're tapping Weathervane. I see a supercharge in effect. To where, it's not going to completely stop Pierce, but not say like, where like stable cover or overheat are secret actions that can help nullify Pierce. I foresee where we could get a pip card color as well that that might actually not just completely nullify Pierce like those secret actions can, but in the actual act of battling. One Pierce at a time. Let's see, that looks like a 3? A 2? Gosh, I am blind. Glasses on or off? I think that's a 3. Okay, what are we doing? I drew a card for the team on the top. Autobots versus Autobots. Gosh, what kind of battle is this? And I hate to admit, I sort of picked these guys at random, not completely. I was really wanting to play Slapjack. And I was also wanting to put Turret Strike and Barcode together. And so that's kind of where that team came from. And I never found a combat training card. That just really rubbed my bald spot the wrong way. Okay, we do flip Turret Strike to bot mode. Still looking at my hand. We need to get that double orange back in there. I don't know. Has to do with something about where my head is in the video, because the color just did change there. And yeah, okay, we're back again. Is that the Sharpened Talons, one of the new battle cards with +2 to attack? Putting it on Barcode gives him flip Slapjack. We're tapping Barcode and attacking Barcode into, I think we're going to Weathervane, and that gives Barcode an attack of 5. And I do a funny mistake coming up here pretty soon, let me tell you. Maybe closer to about 18 minutes in, and this is one game. Yeah, there's an ability on there that I even mess up. I'm reading it and realized one of Barcode's ability, where if he and Turret Strike are separate and Turret Strike goes from bot to alt, then you can, as Barcode, if you tap him when Turret Strike is flipped, doesn't matter where he is, then you can actually attack an untapped enemy by 2. That's the wording on there, and I get it confused later. But I remember making this to some extent like imagining Barcode riding on Turret Strike in alt mode as sort of as a glory charge and getting a cheap 2 on another player. I really want to make a new drawing for them with either him riding on Turret Strike or Turret Strike having Barcode as a shield on his arm in an action pose. Won't be for this game. I'm still thinking about something here. I guess I attacked Weathervane for 2. Completely missed that because I was talking. I apologize. Yeah, and that's another reason why this game goes a little longer. I'm using cards I'm not used to playing with because a lot of these are Wave 5. What card is that? I'm not sure. I'm sounding so smart right now. Uh, but it was a cheap attack on turret strike for sure. Oh, and I'm realizing, okay, what am I doing using, having Backroad go first when I want my little guys to be knocked out first? And I'm thinking, why did I leave Private Scratch for last to attack? I was just... And who did I point to that he's attacking? I think he's attacking Barcode. And I'm thinking about making another character or two. I still got to finish my Demicons. I haven't gotten back to them. But it's almost tempting to do a Headmaster. Excuse me, Titan Master. Okay, that's right. No Pierce was flipped. No Pierce was used. No actual damage occurred. I do remember that now. And I'm using, I think that's Confidence, where you draw two. Oh, this is funny. I draw two, you have to... Is that Confidence? Draw two, scrap two, and play in action? Because I get to a point where I have nothing but action cards. I play a Confidence. Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little flustered, which is kind of funny. Where it may be coming up here soon. This isn't it, because I see two battle readies in my hand there for the team on the top. Okay, I do use a battle ready. Flipping Slapjack. Or not. Ah. And reading his stuff, those guys have already tapped. If I had an ounce of brain in my head, I would have flipped Turret Strike and gotten a cheap 2 on another enemy down south. But oh well. But it's Slapjack's up to bat to attack anyway, and I believe we're going into Backroad. I act like I don't know what I'm doing. Arg. Here's the attack. I see one orange. I think Slapjack has an attack of 5 in his alt mode. So that's at least an attack of 6. No blue there. Yeah, I'm getting a little flustered. I'm not flipping much blue, though Backroad does have 6 defense. But if it's 6 to 6, then there was no damage. He's still at 1. The untap phase, and I put them upside down. I put them to where I can read them and not read them, and yeah, whatever happens. It's my game. I can do what I want. Untap, drew a card for Autobots on the bottom. What is that? Covert armor on Backroad? Is that what that is? Because he is melee, and I know it's a melee armor. Okay, yeah. Weathervane has some attack, but on building mode, he has 0 attack. And I never pull his ability off in this game. And of course, I'm wanting Private Scratch to be knocked out, so we're tapping him. Oh, I think I flipped Backroad there, didn't I? I think we got some Pierce there. Did I name my defender? Well, I'm sure I did, but I guess there wasn't any damage. Private Scratch really does, his attack is kind of low. I do like his ability once he's a helmet, though, as an armor upgrade, because he allows you to take, not swap, take up to 2 green pip cards out of your flip battle cards without swapping anything, and I think that's just wonderful. And there's 1 or 2 cards. I think there's a secret action I've got in the in the mix to this that really doesn't apply to what I'm doing. For like if a player plays a card to scrap cards out of your hand done by the other player, then it doesn't happen, or you get to draw or something. Oh, there is what contour contrails. This is what. Yeah. This is the part I was talking about. They're all actions. They're good actions, and I'd like to. Yeah, there goes confidence, I think. And I really. I know what I want to do. But because I played confidence to draw 2 cards, I have to scrap 2 cards, which screws everything up. And I'm like, no, and I finally decide, okay, let me just get rid of Brainstorm and that one. And I ended up using, what is that, Battle Ready? Anyway. And of course, want the little guy knocked out first, so we're tapping Barcode. Believe I flipped, almost said Twin Twist, Turret Strike. Think I'm attacking Weathervane. I pointed to both of them. Oh, is this my next mistake? I do some funny mistakes. It was going on midnight, and then I played another game, like about 10 to 12, 10 to midnight, and that game only lasted 15, 20 minutes, and it went really quick. So maybe I play quicker with the camera off, or maybe I just knew the cards a little better. Okay, I'm pointing at Backroad. And maybe it was because I didn't flip any Pierce for him to be able to be hit because his defense is so high. Sharpened Talons. I think that's what that card is. Okay, dude. We're only about a third of the way through the game. You're going to lose your audience. I think you already have. But come on, dude. Churchbot gets surprise attack. I think that's what that is for Pierce 3. This is a good attack. I remember this. Thank you, Waspinator. Okay. And of course, we're going into Barcode. And it's Pierce of 2, so at least I get 2. Yeah. Right, surprise attack is 3. Maybe that's not surprise. Oh, but if my total attack was only 2, that may have been what's going on there. And this is when I start getting a little tired. Have I already done my mistake with the Master Sword? No, not yet. Or have I? No, maybe that's coming up. But the Master Sword shows up, Link finds it, and it's the group on the top. Was that it right there? Gosh, I can't read it. Yeah, that's Master Sword I just put on Turret Strike. Yeah. Maybe I think I was talking through it, but one of the guys on the top was attacking somebody on the bottom, and I did my battle flip, and I put the battle flip off to the right, which where I normally will keep my hand, and then I'm looking and I'm thinking, when did I get Master Sword? You know, I was really confused. Yeah, it's already passed. It was around the 18-minute mark, and that's where that came from, because I picked up the 2 cards that I had pulled for the flip and picked them up as if it was my hand. So yeah, that was the big funny mistake. And I just swapped out with the weapon I had on Turret Strike for the Master Sword. So there you go. That's it. Yeah, luckily with the app I'm using, I can pause and I'll go hit the Transformer TCG companion app, check the cards and see what. Yeah. So yeah, that's Master Sword. I can't read it, but I can see the picture, and yeah. And Private Scratch got knocked out, and he is on Backroad. That's my username on Earth Wars. Got a lot of good players there. A third of us are pretty constant and consistent members and players. I wish we had people that would play more often, and especially help with the events and wars more often. We could just do so much more damage that way. And we, you know, when you got to kick players, you got to kick players. I hate doing it. I really don't like kicking people, but you know. Okay, I stopped paying attention to my game. Okay, we attacked Turret Strike for 6. Ooh, that was a big hit. Yeah, Backroad, attack Turret Strike. Okay, let's see. I got to stop talking about fun stuff and get back into the game here. Oh, I think I swapped a green card there. I think. No, that is my hand there. I think I heard a plane or something go overhead, or we did have a helicopter go pretty low past few nights. Hopefully nothing crazy's going around us. No! The coyotes. The coyotes were going off this night. That's right. It was the coyotes. Dadgummit. And I haven't heard them in a while. Okay, we're flipping Turret Strike, tapping Slapjack. If I can find combat training, I need to get Slapjack and an official Wheeljack together. You can get a neat deck going on with those two. Because at least one of the Wheeljacks you can wave 1 maybe lets you start with a brainstorm in your hand, which gives you 4 cards to start off with. And with Slapjack, I can already have a combat training on him in play before the game starts. So that would be a neat advantage to see what would happen. I see 2 orange flipped. I think Slapjack has an attack of 4 in that mode. 2 for the flip and orange on the weapon. You have a little bit of blue. Let's see what the damage is. And we're having to shuffle cards. Having to shuffle the deck. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Keep those cards a shuffle. And I do a terrible job because the cards are not all sleeved and they're not all nude either. They're sort of just mixed, and I'm not really paying attention to what's in my deck. I'm just trying to play. So I apologize about that. I know that's sloppy, but I think I have to do 2 more, or was it 1 more for the white pip? Yeah. Counting everything up. This is what, 1 or 2 blues, so that's what, a defensive 7, maybe 8. Slapjack didn't have any pierce. So again, Backroad is safe again. No pierce. I might have been able to maybe had a better deck with pierce in mind. Had I not tried to look for a combat training for 30 minutes for Slapjack that I never found. Which the card alone... Oh, this is a neat setup because, you know, we got a lot of specialist cards. Weathervane is a specialist. And is that multi-tool? Because in bot mode, he has an attack of 4. In church or building mode, he has 0 attack. But he has some attack down there on his upgrades. They're all untapped, so I think I'm going into... Oh, Turret Strike it is. Oh, and I shuffled so funkily. Everything's coming out backwards, and I'm not very OCD, but when it comes to this game, I am. And I think that might be one reason my son doesn't want to play with me, is because I like the cards all being in a certain way, in a certain direction. And on the back of the card, since it's all kind of mirrored, you know, it's you can't see which way is up or down on the back of the cards. In one of the last times we played, maybe I got on to him for mixing up the cards too much, and he's left-handed, so he draws cards differently than I do. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to play with me, because I was a bit OCD. And when I was his age, I was. When I became a teenager, I was just backwards. And now that I've gotten older, I'm really trying to be a much neater person and a better role model for my kids. Ooh, we got a pretty good attack there on Turret Strike. who he only has 14 health, so he has 2 health left. Yeah, that's really bugging me. Oh, yeah. You know, just still getting used to these Wave 5 cards. For you guys that are really into the game and play with friends or online, or now in some of the card stores, you know, y'all might be more familiar with them than I am. I'm still getting used to it. And again, I don't normally get to play this except by myself in the middle of the stinking night. Okay, we tap barcode. Here's our attack. Ooh, I see some blue. There's a white. 2 for the white. Getting my hand out of the way onto the floor. Yeah, we got a little bit of blue there. I think Private Scratch has a defense of 3, I think. Okay, yeah, he has tough 3, but he has +2 to defense. That's it right there. Yeah, I'm looking at my hand again, trying to contemplate what I want to do. Oh, come on, dude. You got 10 minutes left. Then that's it. It's game over. Okay, that's one of those new fangled Wave 5 cards there. We're tapping Slapjack. We can only attack Weathervane, who doesn't have much health left. He's down by 10. I think he has about 14 health also. Ooh. He does have a... No, he has no defense in that mode. Well, he had defense of 1. It's defense of 0 in his alt mode. That's what it is. No, he's got a defense of 4. But 0 attack. I knew he's got a 0 somewhere. Okay, it has now come to Backroad, Private Scratch, versus those 3 other Autobots on top. Oh, that's the new card. Oh, one with the long names. Okay, I think we're going to flip Backroad. And I think that's the one where when you scrap it, and I actually didn't scrap it fully, I just put it off to the side. To where if you put it on there, it's +2, but if you scrap it, it gives you +3. Which is the weirdest thing. I've never seen that gimmick before in this game before. And we're attacking Slapjack, I believe. I don't think I was utilizing the guys on the top very well. Like I said, in the second game that I do not record, not only went quicker, but the top team actually won. So it's very comparable, and it was probably a decent matchup, even though I had, well, for a homemade character, one too many stars on the bottom, apparently. Or two. Because I thought Weathervane had 9, he actually has 11. Backroad is 10. And Scratch is 5. And I think I had a star card in the deck. So yeah, I was 2 stars over and didn't know it. I should have known, but I read the number instead of counting my dots or connecting the dots. Okay, there's Turret Strike's attack. Which I can't remember. One side of Turret Strike he has Pierce, the other side he has Bold. Barcode is still not knocked out, which I find unusual. And maybe it's these battle cards, but I'm getting real frustrated here. Adding up his attack. I really want to try to get in break Backroad's defense. And I get a whole 3 on him, so he goes from 1 to 4. And you see where I got a little smarter there, and for my hand, I actually put it upside down to where I can't see it right there. So I may be half asleep, but at least I'm thinking a little better. And I never pull off Backroad's abilities here either, because they're all about blue cards. And I wasn't using Bold. I didn't have a lot of blue cards, blue pips, you know. Because if I crafted a blue heavy deck, it might be a whole different story. Because when you flip so many, I think if you attack, let's see here. There he is. When attacking in alt mode, if you flip 3 blues, then you get Pierce 6, which is another 6 for the 66 Mustang. And it never happens this game. Rarely have I ever crafted a deck for him to actually get that. I'm just not that. I don't have a lot of time to make a deck. I mean, I really don't. And I hate that. I wish I had, you know, when you're married and have kids, and they're not, when they're babies, it's a little easier. So Dan, bless his soul, you know, he's able to do a lot of stuff right now, but, you know, when his kids get a little older, it might be a little different story. But I think right now he's kind of a stay-at-home dad, and he's really enjoying it. From what I get from his videos, anyway. I love hearing his kids in the background. Okay, we just knocked out Turret Strike. Barcode is up next. All right. This really hasn't been a bad game. It's just been long, and I apologize for that. That's one of those newfangled doomahickeys too. Oh, I think, is that where you get cheap? Yeah, he went from 4 to 5. Oh, that's right. That's Tripwire, wasn't it? Because I just used it for the cheap damage mainly. Because there's no, he's not 5 stars or less or anything like that, and it's just 1-on-1 now. You and me, Batman, 1-on-1, mano y mano. I don't do Jack Nicholson very well. Gosh, I have seen that movie. I've got the movie memorized. The first Michael Keaton Batman was so good. That was a good year. I was in high school back then. Let you know how old I am. Yay, we're almost done. I want to say Backroad, let's see here. He actually has 11 health, so he has 6 health left. And Barcode has 8 health. And with his damage of 2, he has 6 left. Wow, if that's Backroad's attack. No, that's his defense. That's his defense. Okay. Now I'm having to use fingers to count. How sad. And I was a Mu Alpha Theta for a year or 2 in high school too. Yeah, that was his defense. He didn't hurt him at all. Poor little Barcode.
Yeah, what am I doing here, Turd Strike? You left me alone, man.
So, he's got bearings of chrome steel. Okay, I'll stop with the voices. If anyone even makes it this far, we'll see. Okay, tapped Barcode. Here's the attack. That's about an attack of 9. Yeah, that's game over. That's right. Yeah, he has at least. He has tough one of the. In tough one for the upgrade. So that's why we got to do 2 extra cards there. Game over. Backroad won. Wish I'd recorded the second game. It went much quicker. It was much quicker than this. But that's all we have tonight. Thank you for watching. You have a blessed day. We'll catch you next time. And as always, flip out and let's roll for it. Yeah.